Hello friends. So we have completed the prelims 2024 today. So previously we had from Ganesh IAS, part of Ganesh IAS, we had given you the live video on the keys relating to the questions of D series. Questions of economy and geography were given to you. Now we shall discuss the key relating to the questions asked in the prelims 2024 from the Constitution and Polity. The same question series, D series. This question, what we have taken, the questions what I have taken here is D series question paper. Otherwise, other people who have other other series of questions, A, C, A, B, C, you can refer to the question and check the question, and accordingly you can mark the answers. There are 17 questions asked in polity this time, relatively a major chunk, and most of the questions what I have seen while marking the key are more relating to the constitution provisions. They are not very complicated, but some of the questions are directly related to current affairs, and some of the questions are directly taken from the constitutional provisions. We shall see certain questions relating to the amendment to constitution, lapsing of bill, then demands for grant they were using, and the removal of the speaker. These questions are directly drawn from the constitutional provisions. So after quite some time, the UPSC is now coming again to the constitution provisions that you should know the constitution, it seems. Okay, let us now go to the questions one by one. The first question is, how many delimitation commissions have been constituted by the government of India till 2023? There have been four committees, four delimitation commissions constituted until now. 1952, 63, 73 and 2002. So this year there have been a question, or there have been in news, we have been talking about whether the number of seats in the parliament will be extended or not. So this is a purely a question relating to current affairs, right? This question is relating to current affairs only, because in the election Adandapo you would have watched, there were issues relating to why the number of seats in the newly constructed parliament is greater than 545, 750. It was around close to 800. Are they planning to delimit? Are they planning to increase or decrease the number of seats in parliament? That was a question. So it is basically a current affairs question, you should be knowing. So 1952, 63, 73, after that 2002. See the provisions, the constitutional requirements. See, delimitation is a constitutional requirement. The Constitution, Article 82 says, after every national census, there should be a readjustment of seats, both in the Lok Sabha as well as in the Rajya Sabha. But in 1976, when we introduced the family planning program to control the population, so they decided by the 42nd Amendment Act that from 1976, 25 years they, up till 2000, they had postponed the delimitation. So therefore, for all the purposes, the census figures, the population figures of the census 1971 was taken as a base figure for delimitation or any other aspect relating to the constitution and law. So this 25 years, by 2000 it got over. So the first census after the year 2000 was census 2001. So it was an obligation to readjust the seats. But at that time, there was a problem. The southern states were opposing to the delimitation, because the southern states between 1976 and 2001 have controlled the population, whereas certain northern states have not implemented the family planning program efficiently, and therefore their population has increased. For instance, the states like Tamil Nadu, Kerala, Karnataka, the United Andhra Pradesh, the present Andhra and Telangana, we have successfully implemented the family planning program. So we did not want the delimitation to take place, because we may lose the number of seats in the parliament. On the contrary, the states like UP, Rajasthan, Bihar, Madhya Pradesh, the population has been increasing, so they may stand to gain. So it is like incentivizing a failure to implement a policy and disincentivizing, penalizing a state for implementing the policy effectively. Hence, it was again postponed till 2031, another 25 years. But in 2001, in 2002, the Delimitation Commission was constituted to redraw the boundaries of the constituencies, because there have been several changes between 1976 and 2000 in the past 25 years, especially after 1992, the globalization LPG era. The many things have changed and the population migration have taken place. The constituency population and population density has changed, and therefore, in order to keep in pace, the constituencies boundaries were redrawn based on the census 2001 figures. So that is something that is connected to the information connected to 2002. Fine. Delimitation Commission constituted in the 2002. And you have if you want any further understanding, you can refer to the book what I have written, The Indian Constitution and Indian Polity, published by Pearson. It's available on the Amazon as well. You can go to the book for your clarity. Fine, let us go to the next question. So the Constitution 71st Amendment Act 1992 amends the 8th schedule to the Constitution to include which of the following languages? So this question I was expecting this question to take place, to be asked in the year 2023 itself, last year itself, because 92, 2002, 2012, 2022, it's about 30 years. 30 years. And this year, Manipur, there has been several reasons why Manipur has been in news. So they have asked it anyway. So UPSC, this kind of questions, UPSC, this kind of behavior UPSC displays. Sometimes current affairs that is 1 year before or 1 year after. They have the habit of asking this. This question is probably a question connected to last year's current affairs. And so the Constitution 71st Amendment Act. The Constitution 71st Amendment Act, the statement of objects and reasons. There have been demand. See, Nepali language is also known as Gorkha Bhasha or Gorkhali, Gurdi, Gurkia, Kaksura. So all these three languages were added to the Constitution's 8th schedule. So Konkani, Manipuri, Nepali shall be inserted. So the answer for this question is 1, 2, and 3. Maithili was not added by the 71st Constitution Amendment Act. Fine. Let us go to the next question. So Bharatiya Janata Party, Dr. Shyama Prasad Mukherjee. Socialist Party, C. Rajagopalachari. Congress for Democracy, Jagjeevan Ram. Swatantra Party, Acharya Narendra Dev. Of these four, which are the correctly matched pairs? How many pairs are correctly matched? The correctly matched pairs are Bharatiya Janata Party, Bharatiya Janasangh, formed by Dr. Sharma Prasad Mukherjee, Shyama Prasad Mukherjee. Congress for Democracy, Jagjeevan Ram. In fact, Socialist Party, Acharya Narendra Dev, and Swatantra Party, C. Rajagopalachari. This is, wrongly matched. So only two pairs are correctly matched. So let us try to understand the small recap of what happened. See, Bharatiya Janasangh, which was formed in 1951, right? Which is formed in 1951 by Shyama Prasad Mukherjee, the founder president. Its lineage can be traced back to Rashtriya Swayam Sevak Sangh and the Hindu Mahasabha before independence. So this is in the NCRT book. This is a link of NCRT. This is a link of NCRT book. You can refer to NCRT. If you want, you can make note of this hyperlink. It will take you to that hyperlink will take you to the book, which is now this is not supporting. So now you can see you can take note of that hyperlink, copy it, and you can type it in your Google. You can get the book, the page of the book, clearly visible to you. Now I'll just wait for you to copy this. Now, secondly, the Socialist Party. The Socialist Party is a split from the Congress Socialist Party. The Congress Socialist Party, the origin can be traced back to the mass movement stage of Indian National Congress in the pre-independence era. The Congress Socialist Party was formed in 1934. Who wanted more radical and egalitarian Congress. And in 1948, the Congress amended its constitution to prevent its members from having a dual party membership. Hence, they were forced to form a separate socialist party. So, they were part of Congress in 1934. But in 1948, when the Congress amended its constitution stating that the members of the Congress cannot have dual party membership. You cannot be both in Congress as well as in Congress Social Party. You cannot be both in Indian National Congress and CSP. So the CSP members, basically, Jayaprakash Narayan, Achyut Patwardhan, Ashok Mehta, Acharya Narendra Dev. This is a name appeared in the question paper. Ram Manohar Logia and S.M. Joshi, they all formed the Socialist Party in 1948. So that is also very much given in the NCERT book. Again, this is available online also. I'm giving you the link. This is a link. And Congress for Democracy was formed by Jagjeevan Ram, because Jagjeevan Ram was a congressman, but he was not. He was unhappy with the Indira Gandhi government proclaiming emergency, national emergency, and the excesses committed by the government during emergency. Protesting against that, he moved out of Congress and formed this political party by name Congress for Democracy. And Swatantra Party, that is a very common thing that you would have studied as part of your history. This is also in NCERT book. It was formed in 1915 after Nagpur resolution, basically opposing Congress viewpoint with respect to land ceilings and taking over of food grain trade by trade and adoption of cooperative farming. They wanted this. They opposed this, particularly Rajagopalachari, K. Munshi, N.G. Ranga, and Minu Masani. They opposed the Congress policy relating to this, and they formed the Swatantra Party. This is also provided in the NCERT. Now you can refer that. Then coming to the next question. Now, if you want, I'll wait for a few seconds so that you can copy the link. I shall display the link again. There's two links you can copy. Both are the same book. Both the same book, the pages are different. If you go to this is a book title, LEPS 202. This is a chapter. LEPS is a book and 202 is a chapter PDF, right? Fine. Let us go to the next question. So, which of the following is correct or correct about the Constitution of India? The powers of municipalities are given in Part 9A of the Constitution, correct? Because the Constitution 74th Amendment Act inserted Part 9A, right, after the municipality, after the panchayats. And emergency provisions are given in Part 18 of the Constitution. That's also right. And the provisions to amend the Constitution are given in Part 18 of the Constitution. All the three statements are correct. I don't have to explain this because this is a straight away you can see it in the Constitution itself. Then the fifth question is, which of the following statements is correct as per the Constitution of India? This is a list. See, these kind of questions, I'm a little surprised because it's quite long. They have asked this kind of questions. Quite a bit of time they have not asked this kind of questions relating to the lists in the 7th schedule. And now they have started asking, it seems. Here, the interstate trade and commerce, see, all the four are in the union list only. All the four items are in union list only. None of this is in the state list. Interstate trade and commerce, entry 42 of the list 1 of schedule 7. Interstate migration and interstate quarantine, both are in entry 81. And corporation tax is an entry 85. Corporation tax, see, anybody who is smart enough must have eliminated this at the first, because corporation tax is income tax. So anything relating to income tax will be the union subject. And interstate trade and commerce cannot be in the state list because Article 301 to 307. They try to knit India into one single economic unit. So this is relating to Article 19, Class 1, Subclass G. So if you are smart enough, you should have eliminated this also. This cannot be in the state list, right? Then the 2. Interstate migration is also, you can guess, it cannot be in the state list. Supposing if the interstate migration is in the state list, just imagine if somebody migrates from Tamil Nadu to say Maharashtra, or from say Maharashtra to New Delhi. How can it be? So this cannot be in the state list because this will be against the Constitution's principled stand of single citizenship, which is a, so if you eliminate all these things, obviously the answer is 3. You need not have to have, so this is a very, this is a way you can eliminate. It's a way you could have eliminated as well. So the answer here is the interstate, all the 4 are in the union list, and so only C is right because all the 3 are talking about state list. So answer is C. Fine. Coming to the next question. Under which of the following articles of the Constitution of India has the Supreme Court placed the right to privacy? It's very obvious. Previously, 1980s, in another case, they had placed right to privacy as part of both Article 19 and 21. But finally, in Justice Puttaswamy case of 2017, the court has very clearly and expressly ruled that the privacy is a fundamental right included in right to personal liberty, which is given in Article 21. Article 21 is right to life and personal liberty. No person shall be deprived of his right to life or personal liberty except according to the procedure established by law. That is Article 21. So it is forming part of Article 20. We have any, this is my book. I have discussed this particular thing in detail. But I have discussed this in very good detail. I have discussed. So why do we need right to privacy? See, right to privacy they have asked already. When in 2017 there was a when this judgment came, when this judgment of the Supreme Court came, they had already asked this question. They've already asked this question, but yet this can be repeated. But now they have asked in prelims as well. So there are many things under right to right life and personal liberty, and several judgments coming regarding right to right to article. I mean right to personal liberty and life. So in 2017, as a current affairs question, they had asked this question: scope of fundamental, the right of latest judgment of Supreme Court on right to privacy. They have asked this question. So I have tried to answer this question here. You can see. So the right to privacy. So the privacy is a fundamental right included in the right to personal liberty. Privacy in its simplest sense allows each human being to be left alone in a core which is inviolable. Yet the autonomy of the individual is conditioned by his or her relationship with the rest of the society. So this is what they have Supreme Court has ruled in this case. And there are certain other things like, why do you need right to privacy? Right? What is the need for right to privacy? Right? Why right to privacy must be given as a fundamental right? What is how is it How does it coming? How does it comprise? A kind of important fundamental right. That's all the things which we have to discuss. Fine, we'll discuss that later. But the answer for this question is Article 21. Now, coming to the next question. So, which of the following statements about ethics committee of the Lok Sabha is correct? See, this question is asked because of current affairs. Maitra Mahua case, right? Maitra Mahua case, where the case was referred to before she being expelled. The case was referred to ethics committee, and so it is basically a current affairs question. So it is initially it was an ad hoc committee, correct? Only a member of Lok Sabha can make a complaint to unethical. That is wrong. Any person can. The committee cannot take up any matter that is sub judice, correct. How is it correct? Let us see. See, the committee of privileges during the 11th Lok Sabha. This is a history. This is a history. I shall post this key in my social media pages as well with the explanation so that you can copy it. So it all began with 11th Lok Sabha, where the Parliamentary Committee on Privileges, Ethics and Related Matters was appointed, and they gone through that. Before, with the 11th Lok Sabha, it could not be done. So it all happened with 13th Lok Sabha. In 13th Lok Sabha, it was initially constituted as a ad hoc committee by the then Speaker, late Shri GMC Balayogi, and after that, these committees also recommended that the Privileges Committee and Ethics Committee also in various reports recommended it has to be made into a permanent statement. So this, since I have highlighted this, and therefore statement 1 is correct. Then the Committee on Ethics of the 14th Lok Sabha presents first report where it recommended for, see, look at this highlighted one, the bolded one. So this was later amended. So the consequent to, see, the 14th Lok Sabha, the Ethics Committee of 14th Lok Sabha recommended that, and that was accepted by, that was pursued by 15th and 16th Lok Sabha, and after the 16th Lok Sabha approval, the rules of procedures was amended, and chapter 20A1 in the procedure for ethics complaints 233AA in the rules of procedure of the Lok Sabha was added. Right, so according to the rule number 233A, any person or member may make a complaint relating to unethical conduct of a member of Lok Sabha. So here they have just removed any person or and included only a member. So it is wrong. And the 9th sub rule clearly says the Committee on Ethics shall not take up any matter which is sub judice, and the decision of the committee as to whether such matter is not or is not sub judice shall, for the purpose of the rules, shall be treated as final. So the statement 3 is also correct. Hence, the answer to this question is 1 and 3 only. Any person can make a complaint with respect to the unethical conduct of a member of Lok Sabha. Right. Let us go to the next question. Who was the provisional president of the constituent? It's a very factual question. Sachidananda Sinha. After Sachidananda Sinha, Dr. Rajendra Prasad took over. This is a very factual question, doesn't need bigger explanations. This is also a factual question with reference to the Government of India Act 1935. Consider the following. It provided for the establishment of All India Federation based on Union of the British Indian Provinces and Prince States. Yes, it is right. And the Foreign Affairs and Defence was kept at the, because it shifted the diarchy. The 1919, the Government of India Act 1919 created a diarchy system in the provinces. The 1935 Act shifted the diarchy system to the center. So these two statements are correct. Then, as per the Article 368 of the Constitution of India, the Parliament may amend any provision of the Constitution by way of addition, variation, and repeal. This is exactly what Article 368 Clause 1 says. If you read Article 368 Clause 1, Notwithstanding anything in this constitution, Parliament may in exercise of its power, constituent power, amend by way of addition, variation or repeal. It's a clear, the three terms are from the constitution itself. So it's so this is this is something that, you know, as I told you at the beginning, something that UPSC has started. They have extracted the constitution straight away and asked these kind of questions. Similarly, this question: which of the following statements are correct in respect of a money bill in the Parliament? All these statements are drawn from constitution only. Article 109 mentions special procedures in respect of money bill. The title of Article 109 is this. See? See here, title of Article 109. A money bill shall not be introduced in the Council of States. Clause 1. The Rajya Sabha can either approve the bill or suggest, but cannot reject it. This is not mentioned in the Constitution. Most of the times, some of the keys may say that the correct answer is 1, 2, and 3. In my view, 1, 2, and 3 is not the answer, because statement 3 is wrong. Because Rajya Sabha does not have any power to approve. Right? Rajya Sabha cannot approve, cannot reject. It's very simple. Let us see what it is. And amendments to money bill suggested by Rajya Sabha have to be accepted by Lok Sabha is wrong. Let us now see what the Constitution says. Look at clause 2 of Article 109. It reads, after a money bill has been passed by the House of People, it shall be transmitted to the Council of States for its recommendations. That's all, not approval. Clear? Not approval. And the Council of States shall, within a period of 14 days from the date of its receipt of the bill, return the bill to the House of People with its recommendations. And the House of People may thereupon either accept or reject all or any of the recommendations of the Council of States. Clear? So, Lok Sabha is not obligatory and it is no binding. The recommendations of the Rajya Sabha upon a money bill is not binding on Lok Sabha anyway. So, fourth statement is definitely wrong. Now, we are discussing about the third statement. So, when it comes to the third statement, the Rajya Sabha does not have any power to approve or disapprove. Supposing if 14 days lapses and Rajya Sabha did not act upon the bill, what is it? What has happened? What has happened to the bill? The bill will be deemed to have been passed by both the Houses of the Parliament. Very simple. Which means Rajya Sabha has no power to approve at all. So, the Constitution is very, very clear here. It shall be transmitted to the Council of States for its recommendations only, not approval. Hence, in my view, the answer to this question is only 1 and 2. The first two statements are correct and third statement is not right. It is a controversy. It can be a controversy. Let us see what happens with how UPSC interprets. Let us see later. Fine. Now, coming to the next question. This is a very factual question. The Northeastern Council was established by the Northeastern Council Act of 1971. Subsequent to the amendment of NEC Act 2002, the council comprises of which of the following members? Given the link, you can go through it. According to NEC Amendment of 2002, these are the three members. This is a factual question. These are the three members, not the Home Minister, but firstly, Governor of the State, Chief Minister of the Constituent State, and three members to be nominated by the President of India. Again, this is a very interesting question, how the UPSC confuses people. Writ of prohibition is an order issued by the Supreme Court of India or High Court to a government officer prohibiting from taking. It's very clear, it's an order. There are two writs. There are 5 writs mentioned in the Constitution, Article 32 and 226. Writ of habeas corpus, mandamus, prohibition, certiorari, and quo warranto. So, writ of prohibition and writ of certiorari are the writs issued by a higher court to an inferior court. When a writ of prohibition is issued, the lower court is prohibited by the higher court in continuing to trial or continuing to handle a particular case and withdrawing the case for um, trial before itself. And writ of certiorari is something that quashes the order. So writ of prohibition is issued before the passage of the order by lower court, and writ of certiorari is issued to quash the orders of the lower court in any case. So in here the question is relating to writ of prohibition. It is issued by Supreme Court or High Court, prohibiting the lower court prohibiting the continuation of the proceedings in a case. Then it is the next, see the next question. It is the governor of a state who recognizes and declares any community of the state as scheduled tribe. It is wrong because it is the power of the president. Article 341 and 342. Here Article 342. Article 342 defines scheduled tribes. The president may, with respect to any state or union territory, and where it is a state, after consultation with the governor thereof, by public notification specify tribes or tribal communities or parts of or groups within the tribes or tribal communities which shall, for the purpose of this constitution, deemed to be scheduled tribes. So it's not the governor, but it is the power of the president. The governor has only a consultation role, that's all. And a community declared a scheduled tribe in a state need not be so in another state. True. There are certain communities, for example, Konda Reddy. The community is that community is a scheduled tribe in Andhra Pradesh and Telangana, but in Tamil Nadu they aren't. Right? So this statement is right, but first statement is wrong. With reference to the union budget, consider the following statement. The union finance minister, see these questions are very easy to guess actually. It cannot be on behalf of the prime minister because prime minister alone doesn't operate. It has to be on behalf of the council of ministers. And remember Article 53 of the Constitution and Article 77 of the Constitution. Everything shall be done. The executive power of the union is vested in the president, and all actions or orders shall be taken in the name of the president. Article 53 says the executive power of the union is vested in the president, who shall exercise it either directly or through officers subordinate to him in accordance with this constitution. Article 53. Article 77 is very clear. All actions under this constitution shall be expressed to be taken in the name of the president, not prime minister. So if you remember that, you can very well say that the statement 1 is wrong. And at the union level, no demand for a grant can be made except on the recommendation of the president. That is also true. Even if you do not know the constitution, it's very easy to guess because in a democracy, in a parliamentary democracy, right, in a parliamentary democracy, the rule is, the cardinal principle is the executive shall demand and the legislature shall sanction. The legislature cannot sanction money on its own. The executive must demand. That's the reason why, if you look at Article 117, if you see the finance bill, right, financial bills, right, Article 117 Class 3, bills involving expenditure in the Consolidated Fund of India. A bill involving expenditure, if passed and brought into force, would involve expenditure from Consolidated Fund of India, shall not be considered by the Houses of the Parliament, except under the recommendation of the president. This is financial bill class 2. Why do we have that? Because this is also like the same way. It could be an ordinary bill, right? It could be an ordinary bill, but when it is enacted and comes into force, it may involve expenditure from Consolidated Fund. When there is an expenditure from Consolidated Fund, it involves the government money, public money. So the executive must demand, and only then the legislature can sanction. That is why the bill can be considered by the houses only after the recommendation of the president. So it's very easy to guess, and it is very, very expressly given in Article 113. See, procedure in Parliament with respect to estimates. So much of the estimates as related to expenditure. See, this is forget about it. Look at this one, class 3. No demand for grant. No demand for grant shall be made except on the recommendation of the president. This is because of the cardinal principle of parliamentary democracy. That is why the American Congress has the power to increase the demand, but Indian Parliament doesn't have the power to increase any demand. It can only reduce through cut motions. So the executive must demand and legislature must sanction. So therefore, when it comes to this question, the answer is only 2. On Article 112, if you look at Article 112, it says, the President of India shall cause to be laid before each house of the Parliament the annual financial statement. So the Union Finance Minister, on behalf of the President, lays the annual financial statement before the houses of the Parliament, not on behalf of Prime Minister. So the answer is 2 only. Then next question. With reference to Speaker of the Lok Sabha, consider the following statements. While any resolution for the removal of the Speaker of Lok Sabha is under consideration, he or she shall not proceed, because this will lead to conflict of interest. Right? She shall not proceed because it will lead to conflict of interest. So conflict of interest you will be studying as part of your ethics. He or she shall not have the right to speak. This is wrong. This is against the principle of natural justice. They have the right to speak. They have to explain. When a resolution to remove the speaker or deputy speaker is being considered, they must have the right to explain their side. See, this is against this is what is called as a principle of natural justice. No person shall be punished without being given a reasonable opportunity to be heard. Right, so they have the right to speak. He or she shall not be entitled to. This is also wrong. This is against principle of natural justice. So therefore, these 2 statements are wrong. So answer is only 1. Out of the 3 statements, which statement is correct? Only 1 is correct. Because Article 96 of the Constitution clearly says, the Speaker or Deputy Speaker not to preside while a resolution for his removal from office is under consideration. The title of Article 96 itself is that. Statement number 1 is correct. Statement 2 and 3 are wrong, because clause 2 says, Article 96 clause 2 says, the Speaker shall have the right to speak in and otherwise to take part in the proceedings of the House of People while any resolution for his removal from office is under consideration in the House, and shall, notwithstanding anything in Article 100, Article 100 is casting vote, be entitled to vote only in the first instance. There is no casting vote. In Article 100 says, in normal proceedings, the Speaker doesn't have voting in the first instance. When there is a tie, he will exercise his casting vote. Whereas here, he can only vote in the first instance. He cannot exercise his casting vote. So both statement 2 and 3 are wrong according to Article 96, and only statement 1 is correct according to Article 96. Fine. Next question. With reference to the Indian Parliament, consider the following statements. A bill pending in Lok Sabha lapses on the dissolution of the Lok Sabha. A bill passed by Lok Sabha and pending in Rajya Sabha lapses on the dissolution of Lok Sabha. A bill in regard to which the President of India notified his or her intention to summon the houses to joint sitting lapses on the dissolution of Lok Sabha. That statement 3 is wrong. It shall not lapse. See, very simple. Any bill that originates in Lok Sabha will lapse when it is dissolved, when the Lok Sabha is dissolved. Why? Because the next Lok Sabha may have a different idea. See, for example, Lok Sabha comprises of members elected directly by the people, and it is a political body subjected to electoral politics. Lok Sabha is a political body subjected to electoral politics, and many a time this is also led by political parties. So party ideologies will have a very great influence with respect to the electoral manifesto, based on which people give their mandate to a party to lead the country. And so today it could be one party and tomorrow it could be another party. Therefore, the policies may change according to the ideology. Hence, any bill introduced in the Lok Sabha, not passed or passed and pending in Rajya Sabha, whatever it is, such bill will dissolve in the on the dissolution of Lok Sabha because of this conditions. So this is a this is an essential condition of a democratic principle. So the rules, regulations, policies, laws, legislation shall all be based on the people's mandate. Hence, any bill originating in Lok Sabha will lapse upon its dissolution, except when the president has notified his or her intention to summon joint sitting. And joint sitting is totally different procedure given in Article 108. So, statement 1 and 2 are correct, and it is expressly given in Article 107. A bill which is pending in the House of People, or this is statement number 1, or which having been passed by the House of People is pending in Council of States, shall, subject to the provisions of Article 108. Article 108 is joint sitting. Lapse on the dissolution of House of People. So, this Article 107 clause 5 has been split into 3 different statements in the question. Out of that, the third statement is not correct. Hence, hence answer is only B, 1 and 2 only. So, these are the 17 questions that have been asked in the prelims 2024 with respect to Constitution and Indian polity. Go through this. I shall be posting this in our website, and subsequently we will be getting the discussions on other subjects. So, geography and economy we have completed, polity we have completed, and subsequently we will be getting science and history. Right? See you. Wait for it. In another few minutes, we will be giving you the explanation for science and other subjects. Thank you very much. Wish you all the best.